Hello my friends and welcome to Factorio. This is a game I've been playing for several months now. It's essentially a base building game with a goal to set up a rocket to escape from this planet you've crash landed on. You can see some of the exciting stuff we'll eventually get to build, but it takes a long time to get there. Hope you can bear with me. We'll break this up into several videos if you like this first one. Let's jump in. We're going to go with a new game. The recommended intended way of playing Factorio is this free play mode, and this is going to be that goal of sending a rocket up. So we get a random seed map generation. We're going to be gathering resources, as you can see: iron, copper, stone, coal, later on uranium, and crude oil. You can set the frequency of the occurrence of these patches of resources, the size of the patch, and the richness. We're going to go with a type of map. We're going to go with a rail world because that will basically spread out the resources. See how the frequency drops from further afield, and that just encourages the building of railways to go and collect resources and bring them back to base, that kind of thing. And that's what we want to do. Railways are quite fun, as you can see there in the background. They are automated. You've just got to build the track, build the signals, and fuel them. Terrain, we'll look at that in a minute when we get a preview of the map. The enemies, the natives, inhabitants of this world. So yes, they have bases, and they're going to be quite frequent. I'm not going to worry so much about bases. They can be fair size. With this peaceful mode, we're going to leave that off. Starting area size just dictates how far away from your drop point the enemy bases will be at the beginning around the player. Give ourselves a bit more breathing room. Our rail world enemy expansion, they'll stop, if that was on, they'd be looking to expand, as we will be. We'll grow our base. Evolution, they will evolve. As we do, we do research and we get more and more powerful gear and buildings. Advanced, we can set a fixed size of the map, otherwise it's basically infinite. We're going to leave recipes for crafting, normal difficulty. Technology, again, normal. We're not going to increment the price and multiply it, they're expensive enough. And the research queue, I always set this to always. That just allows us to see the whole tree of research, see our goals or the hierarchical goal where we might want to get to for a certain product. And also allows us to stack up about 7 items in one session, so we don't have to keep going back to the research queue after each one. Pollution, I am actually going to switch pollution off. That provokes the enemies as it reaches them, also destroys the trees around you. We don't do that, do we? Mods, we haven't got mods of any note running. We've got something called nanobots, which are little robot helpers, which is a mod, and that just helps you build some of the structures. We can use blueprints in this game once you get used to it. We also have a preview of the map upon which we will play. This is generated from this seed with these properties we can review here and tweak. And on the terrain one, if you look here, you can scroll up and down slightly just to get a preview. It does expand a lot further out here and in every direction. But we will basically have crash landed in this central area around some key resources. We've got our iron, copper, stone, and coal, a couple of patches of coal. And we've got water, lakes. Water is important. We need that in the early phase of this. That's the basis of steam power for our early power generators and electricity needs. And what I'm looking for is some pink dots on here, which, oh, there we are. That's pretty good, that's pretty close. That's our crude oil. Nice to have that close, it's pretty rare. We might not even need a train to go and get that. We could just probably run pipes there. The red dots are the enemy nests. They're called biters. So these are the biter nests. And we'd probably be more comfortable taking this one out before we approach the oil. It looks pretty good. Let's jump in. Let's just see about. Yeah, so we need more trees. We need to harvest wood. Coverage. Let's see. Trees can't get in the way, but let's reduce the scale. It's maybe a bit barren, but let's see. The cliffs really get in your way, so we're going to drop these right down. See these lines. Some cliffs will remain, but certainly in the early phase of the game, you can't destroy those. Later on with cliff explorers if you can, but it takes some getting there to research and build that. Let's jump in. So here we are, guys. We've landed. We've crash landed on this forbidding planet. And here we go. This is Factorio Free Play. Your task is to launch a rocket into space. You will need to research advanced technologies in order to unlock the rocket silo. Start small, work your way with automation, and don't forget to protect yourself from the natives. So, using the keyboard just to move around, we can interact with things. We can zoom out, we can zoom into this sort of level, and just before we start, why don't we bring up our inventory, change the colour of our character just so it stands out a bit more. Let's just some sort of blue. Happy with that? Yeah. This ship that's we landed in, it's over on the right there. When I hover over it, you'll see its inventory. It's holding 8 magazines, ammunition. We want that. Now we can click on it and see that, and we could grab that from here. And some people, you can also just harvest this whole ship and it will automatically collect what's inside it. And we're going to do that. Some people will protect the sanctity of this crash site and leave these here, but for me, they just get in the way. I'm not precious about them. So we're gradually collecting as we clear this crash site. Some resources, we're getting some iron plates, we've got a bit of ammunition. Just zoom out a bit. Just have to be within a short distance of the object to interact with it. We've got some dead trees. We will chop those down. We can harvest that for wood. Wood's going to come in very handy for electricity poles, basically. That mixed with copper wire, we can make electricity poles and distribute that around our base. Yes, we do need a lot of resources. So initially, this first depends how quickly I can do this. I'm going to be manually crafting quite a lot, and we've got these big rocks here, which will give us, don't know if you saw that, 22 stone in one hit. And let's just check where our resource patches are. So we've got stone deposits here next to the coal. We can, if we manually mine this, we only get one at a time. So it's good if you find these rocks, which give you 20 or so. It would be even better if I find a rock that is called a huge rock, which tends to contain coal as well. I'm going to need some coal to, here's one, power various mines, furnaces, boilers. So until we get some automation going where we've got mining machines and transport belts to move the resources around, I'm going to do a bit of manual labour. Some grabbing a stone out here. Let's see. If I press M, we can bring up our map. And we can see this is where I am. Our stone got told you there 324,000 stone. We've got 500,000 coal. We've got 750,000 copper. And similar amounts of iron, decent amounts. What we'll find is, we can zoom back out, further afield, the similar deposits we might encounter tend to hold more, be richer. Your starting area is the poorer of the few. While I'm here, I just look for space. We need space to build, factories, assembly machines, that kind of thing. And now water, we don't need much water for our boiler, our pump. So we've got choices there. Let's see. But we've got stone, coal. Get this rock out of the middle here. And we're going to build some in our crafting side. This is what we're going to behind, guys. In fact, what I'm going to do on our quick toolbar here for quick access, I can plonk down resources, and that gives us quick access to that 200 rock if we need that. I don't need that. I need coal. I just want to keep an eye on that. And in the early stage, I want to keep an eye on, just have a quick look at how much we've got in terms of iron, copper plates, because we're going to be handcrafting. Speaking of which, stone furnaces are going to become very handy, so with our stone we're actually going to build all of them. I'll hold shift and click, and down here you'll see the progress of items as we craft them. Spinning around and you see them appearing in there. We'll add that as a thing. So here, you see them accumulating. Also add this furnace. Also add the things we're going to want in our initial phase, which are our transport belts, our underground belts that allows you to get basically bypass the odd object in the way over a certain distance, and a splitter which can split transport belts, feed in, split out to two if you so choose. We're going to get our early production of the boiler and the steam engine. The pump I'm not going to bother with because it's just more or less a one-off. We want pipes. We need some pipes, probably underground pipes and the regular surface pipes. The grayed out items we can't build yet, we don't have enough resources. So let's get to that, shall we? I'm going to start off with the most heavily used resource, which tends to be the iron, used in lots of things. So what we're going to do is we're going to plonk down, put it up here, on the resource. You see over on the right, the info panel we've got. If you place it there, it's got access to 870 iron ore. Depends where you put it, how rich it is. to this early stage, I'm not interested really. It's just enough to get producing straight into this stone furnace here. That'll feed in that direction where the arrow is. And they're complaining here they need fuel. You can feed them various types of fuel, but we've got coal. I can pick this up from here. And with control, if I right click it, will give him half of that quantity of land. I'm going to give him all, and him half. These use their fuel. So he's harvesting mining the iron ore. But he'll use up his fuel more heavily than this guy. And he's turning iron ore, when he gets it, into iron plates, because it's built for. He can build and hold wood on his own, but what we can do is pick that up from him and put it in our inventory. So we hold control and click on it. And there we go, in ours we picked up. We've got 16 now. With iron plates, that allows us to start building things. We're going to want another burner mine later in, or pretty soon, hopefully. We'll build electric mining. Hold control, which will grab the current object you've hovered over. And I'll have to be doing a lot of running backwards and forwards. But on the stone, we can put a miner and a furnace, and we can start building some stone bricks. With those, you can build stone paths, lay them out, and they will increase your walking speed, basically, your running speed. What am I doing? Not there. I just want coal. There's a waste actually, sorry guys. Put some coal out of this huge rock. Better in my pocket than yours. So a bit of backwards and forwards. Can't tell if we got anything more. Let's see, right, good. So the building they take iron gear wheels, or cogs as you might hear me typically call them, they're shorter. There's a trick here with, we're going to need coal to manually fuel things for a while. So what we can do is we'll rotate this new guy around. They feed each other as they mine. In, out, in, out. So we can daisy chain if you release it all. But they will collect coal for us, and they'll basically store it within themselves, so we can control click, pick it up. So now we've got 57. We've got 2 more. We'll override this one to go that way and this one to go that way. And create a circle that gradually fill each other, see? Pick that up. And yeah, we're going to want to stack a fair bit more on this iron. So we'll collect the iron plates from there, and this is going to let us build one more. Another fuel, we'll fuel these. Copy across. After you can have the balance. Pick it up. There's dead trees on the ground. Give you 2 units of wood. If you harvest a live tree, that would potentially give you 4. But you can't build those without copper, the electric poles. So let's, where we're going, let's get the copper going. Back there. Need some coal. So I'll nip back on to our more repository here. So we'll start producing some copper plates for us, from which you can fashion copper wire. I can't afford another, I need another burner. A burner miner. I've got 50, sorry. Let's get this going while we're here. Put him here and we can give him our stone. And we can give him our fuel and carry on and start building stone bricks. Takes quite a lot to furnish the road with paths, and I don't fully always cover, don't tend to need to. Later on you can get enhancements to your suit which allow you to move faster anyway. Got some pretty colourful trees, nice to have. I'm going to get some more of our precious iron over here. So yeah, guys, this is the early stage. Now we're gonna, while we've got the resource, we'll build all of those and not one of those for now. The science lab is what we're going to need to do our research. Now, first research, give you a look at that while they're accumulating some resources. Is lots and lots of things, good stuff to come. We'll start with automation, which will give us an assembly machine and a long arm inserter. And the inserters are the things that will grab things on and off transport belts, out of buildings, into buildings. The backbone of your automation, basically. So do that, see how much copper we've got. Grab some copper, build another. We haven't got any coal. We've got any coal up here. Any huge rocks? Nope. Let's go get some from our resource. See, up to 128. Saves me having to manually mine all that. That'll take forever. Yes, it's just a bit of a chew on, a bit of a bind, a grind at the early stage. We'll get pretty cool pretty soon, I hope. And there's our water. Look at our map. Nearest. Yeah, we'll go for this one. Have a look around. Build our pump. We'll build pipes. Yeah, let's have some of those. We'll have a couple of those. I'm going to try and avoid using that. They actually need coal to run off. And we'd have to feed coal from down here to the boilers anyway. But they mix some of that resource for themselves, so we might as well try and do it with the electricity we're going to generate. Let's carry on down and grab our water pump. We can place it where you see these, where I've got this in hand, these highlighted areas appear. Let's think. So we're going to need to build a row of generators. So we'll go up here and probably across here. Yeah, go with that. on map mode. Plonk it there. I do need one of those at least. No, I need more because I need to. I need to have a conveyor belt, transport belt come in between. Right, guys. We'll craft those. While that's it. There we go, we can start getting some power. So there. This is where we're going to ghost build. Plan, we can plan out. Not actually there yet, we don't have any. We're going to build a few. And that's our into the ground. We're going to come out of the ground, so the connection could extend this as far as that if we wanted to, but we're just going to go the nearest point. And our boiler we're going to put right there. And we're going to hook it up with a regular pipe. Just wait for that to be built. And we can get our steam engine, smack that in there. And we can layer these up to 2, each boiler can power 2. Each one will generate 900 kilowatts, as you can maybe see over on the right information panel. So we'll get 1.8 megawatts from that once it's there. And we'll hook up this water. So he's got a water feed now. I'm going to chain them along here. He wants fuel. I'm giving him fuel. He'll use the first few quite quickly, first few units, until it gets up to temperature, and then it should slow down a little bit. Like so. These guys are flashing, they need power. Well, they don't really need power. They need coverage of a power pole, such that they'll only generate power when it's in demand. So this power pole going to need to connect to something. We've got some. So we'll put these here as placeholders. Let's get some inserters lined up. 1, 2, 3 others already. Lots of goodies coming up. A long way off getting some of these yet. But again, lights are in place. And the coal, see the coal is up here. We're going to eventually bring this down with our map mode. We can, out of sight, come down out this side, come down here, and kind of try and line it up. Make sure you're in the right direction. And the transport belts have 2 sides to them. You can have 2 types of resources on each, but for this one, we just want one. Now with our power, I think the first thing we might want to build is a lab. So get out of map mode, let's quickly go and get some more iron. Is that fuel? Cover that off in a minute. Can't build, why can't we build? We need copper. We need, if you notice, we needed green electronic circuits for the lab. Green electronic circuits, there's the recipe. Iron and copper cable, so we need copper plates to make copper cable. There. We now have enough. We'll build 2 to start with. We'll build 2 electric lines. Now, this isn't going to be the final position for a lab. We're going to need lots and lots of labs, so we need the space for those. We'll just get this early automation, whack a couple down, and we're going to build our steam engine array this direction. over to the right, so temporarily. And they have to be in the power zone, so that's covered. That we'll leave a gap one. Right. Yeah. That's going to be for our later interim bit of automation service. We'll hopefully not once let's get researching these. We need more copper than we need. They feed off the science packs, so red science to start with. I'll show you in a moment. With the automation, it needs 10 packs. Each one's going to take 10 seconds to process. Okay? That's how you read that. Right, so 45 possible to build. Do 5, 10, 15, 20. If you right click on there, it'll build 5 units at once. It'll schedule 5. They're quite slow, but some of the dependencies get built as needed if you've got the resource. So these are our inserters. What we're going to do is plonk, show you, pick these up and press Z to drop them individually. Doesn't matter which side you put them on. Inserters will pick up from either side. When they place them onto a transport belt, they will place, if you're there, it will place onto this far side. If you're on here, it will place onto the opposite side. So you've got to keep that in mind when you're planning these things. So we're just going to manually feed these for a moment. Just make sure we've got our automation progressing. And these will keep them stacked up with 2 as we get further along. Different packs are needed. Try and keep them provided with 2 of each if they're available. And that noise means it's flashing. Our research is finished. What else shall we have next? We're going to go with logistics. This enables us to get those underground belts, but underground, as you'll hear me say, and splitters. So let's start that. And this will stack a few more things. Let's get electronics. And we'll have steel. Military. What do you think? We'll have these inserters, more advanced inserters. These are faster, or the Ep1 can filter for certain items. And then we'll put on the armour, get the armour going, and let's have weapon damage. See the red? We're researching. We're only able to build red science packs at the moment. This one, if we research that, will enable us to do green. So we'll do these, then we'll do that. What are we doing? I'm just building a few more. And I best think about this boiler, it's going to run out of fuel. And these guys are going to run out of science packs, and I'm going to run out of the ability to build them. But automation was there, got a nice highlight to prompt us something new, and here it is, highlighted in yellow. Our wonderful assembly machine. And here is our new long inserter. Don't need that yet. We'll have a box. We'll build some more poles. What do we need next? We need coal and to feed these guys, keep them running. Let's pick up some stone bricks in here. That's it. Give them a feed. Let's gather what you've got. 25 isn't many. We'll do a little path here, show you the principle. It's going to lay a path, we can expand that. It's wasteful, minimum. Just gives us something to walk on. So that goes down. Speed us up. We'll try and build some across, down and along, because we'll frequent this area initially for a while. I've got some coal in there, yeah. Check on my fuel. Gather. Oh no, dire straits here. What can we build? We're going to be needing these. Got two, let's have so as many as possible. Put down to our power source. I don't have any. Wouldn't really coal with me about. We can do a list. Ooh, we're getting there. We're getting there. Just when it starts to escalate all of a sudden. Lots of interdependencies. You know, you want to build something, it needs something else building first, on which it depends. Lay down a bit more path as we go. Let's go and fill up our boiler. What do you think, guys? This is interesting. It certainly interests me, keeps me captivated. It does take hours and hours to get to the ability to build a rocket silo. As I say, we'll try and break this down over a few 7 videos. I think it's got a nice soundtrack. And some intriguing items. Gets to see some cool little designs on the builds for automation. Now then, what did that give us? That's given us our undergroundies and splitters. It's going to start progressing. Yeah, guys, we need more copper. We want another. We want to build a 7 machine that can generate those red science pack spores, or rather for the labs. So we need 2 for that, and we're going to have to manually feed it the components it needs. And again, until we can automate the feed of that. And this is temporary, remember? Right, let's get our assembly machine on here. So we need, let's just see, it needs cogs and copper plates. Well, let's have another one here. Can we build? Yes. Grab a power pole. Put that here so we've got power. Too far. We've got a maximum range. See how it stops the cable. We're going to need another side. This one. I'll set this one on the left to build the cogs that this one's going to need. It can feed, grab from there, put it in there. It's going to build red science. It's going to place its output on there. See, arrow there, it's going to place it on the far side. Doesn't matter, they'll pick up from the inside and put them in the labs. And we need resources to build an iron gear cog, 2 iron plates. So we'll give him half what we've got here, so it builds quite quickly, builds in half a second. He also needs copper, we'll give him maximum of 100. They take 1 copper plate, 1 iron gear wheel. And takes 5.5 seconds to build each lab science pack. So for 2 labs, that's not going to be enough, so we probably need another. So let's see, we need another lab. And we need a couple more inserters. And what we'll do, we'll put another one on this side. Hold down Shift, right click on this side and copy what you're building into here. Your properties, needs power, needs an output, a transport belt on which to put his things, and needs cogs. So this thing will alternate the demand side to side. It should alternately feed each one. Give him some copper, top of his copper, top of his iron. Both building, yes, yes. Yeah, there you go. Should do a bit better. We'll expand on that dramatically, perhaps in the next episode. Through down and grab your contents. I think what we're going to try and do for this episode at least is get that burning, that boiler furnished with coal. So I'll tell you what, let's grab our power line and we're going to walk with it over here. Up to our handy guide and up. Zig. Let's get that back on the zag line. Up towards the coal where we're going to build a mine. Now I'm kind of loath to grab this yet, but they're a bit in my way. And our mines on the gap. So these are electric miners. Put one there. Put one there. And maybe convert to that feed. We're going to need a lot of conveyor belts, aren't we? Yeah, all the way down here. They need power, but they can't do much with it yet. Temporary, guys, temporary. Oh, that's bad. Right in the way of the conveyor belt. Digit across, sort that out later. Get some more path going, shall we? what we want to do is build an assembly machine that's going to make us some transport belts. Which of course needs, if I remember rightly, iron cogs to build and iron plates. So we're going to do a similar configuration. We have a assembly machine. We've got some resources from our last gathering. I'm going to need, let's rack up some of these. I'm going to need lots of those anyway. And then we'll let him build them. What we're going to need was a wise place to place this. Here, I'm going to need power. Grab this. Let's wander up here. Get this up to the realm of the ore that we're going to need to be mining. And onwards and upwards, wherever we decide to build. So, like I say guys, the iron, you'll see from this we're going to need absolutely tons of this stuff. I'll start small, I'll build a few manually. What are we still building? Let's get our power in. Is that right? And then we're going to build the rest. Which direction do I want for the rest of that? Where do I want to build? Something this way. Yeah, we're basically leading to building smelting arrays, which are masses of furnaces stacked up with feeds of iron and coal and/or iron and copper, and they'll respectively produce iron plates and copper plates en masse, that ultimately are the foundation for a lot of else that we need. So initially we want to get this feed of coal down here on our transport belts. So yeah, we'll go down. Down. I'm still on map mode. And then what I'm going to do now is start to utilize some blueprints. And these are, you'll see, this is a basic blueprint for, well, it's a stone brick, but you can use this depending on what you feed it. If you feed it iron ore, they're going to produce iron plates. If you feed them copper plates, stone bricks. So it's multi-purpose. So we'll get that on our quick access bar. And make sure to put it back. A full-size smelting array, because to fill a line, fully populate a transport belt, you need 48 of these furnaces. So I told you need a lot. We'll start small and work away up. And we're going to need, let's get that planned out, what we call mega science. Mega science, see how many labs we're going to ultimately want. And down here is a bit more mass production of red. And this is going to be green once we've researched that. Green science. These feed out and up into and around the labs. Pick up and do the research for us. So let's plot out where we might want from our bookmark blueprint. So I'm basically thinking, guys, we want to plot them, this one here somewhere. But we need coal, so yeah, coal's multi-purpose. Feeds the boilers, going to feed these furnaces. Coal can come, we can break up a line of coal this way, I guess. So let's see, a bit of space. This is probably just long. If I put it too far this way, I need to bring that iron over here. Might be nice to have a little gap in there. Might come in handy. Plonk that blueprint down. You also do want, you're going to want one for the iron. Sorry, that's iron, copper. Okay, then coal, down and around. Iron ore can come in and up. Copper, I keep confusing those, sorry guys. Put some tags on these to label them. So we can say copper. And put a little symbol there. And plonk that down. Add one for. I've done that wrong, haven't I? Copper. Copper is this one. This one is iron. Stupid boy. Yes? Yes? Good. Oh yeah, okay, right, while we're at it, we'll get a stone brick away. We need that as, not as important, not as heavily used, but will come into play. So we'll put down a blueprint there. Not on map. So, yeah, we're not going to be able to build all of this initially, we won't have the resources, but we can build a few. That tree's going to be in our way. We're going to need some iron with which to start building this. We're going to need some transport belts. Can we do a transport belt machine? Well, yeah, after we've built the resource it needs, sure. Let's just fashion those ourselves so we can at least build this. Now, this is going to come around. I don't have any. So, ghost builds, plan them out. Let's see, we're going to put that in here. Give that a bit of room. It's going to come here and in. This will come around there. If we had robot workers, helpers, they would, and we had the resources in our inventory, they would then build that for us. Not come into play once we get, we need much for those, we need all the way up to plastic really, and that needs crude oil to be refined, sulfur to be made, and then we can go plastic, and then we'll pretty much do all your oyster after that. So when you know it is, down here, and it's a clever design, it's not my design. I forgot I need, you see here we've got ghosts for 3 splitters. We build all of those. We need some undergroundies. I'll just quickly nip back up and get some more iron plates. Not going to need these soon. Come on. So if you put with a splitter here with a transport belt in between and another splitter on the opposing side, has the effect of whatever comes in here will only go on the outside lane of the conveyor belt. This side will only go on the inside lane. As opposed to if I put one here, to show you the difference. You can have that, or you can have that kind of affair, where that would be fully loaded on both sides, and that would be fully loaded, depending on what you're feeding. Getting that back. So just note the different orientation of these. This side upwards point up, so we've got to carefully place those that way. See how that's grabbed that iron ore, taking it with it? So cool. And it's going to go across to here. We'll go as far as maybe 4 initially. Maybe more, depends on how many things we need. Let's plonk down our roughly on the path, our power poles. So we're gonna get coal coming in here. Let's put that down. Plot this out. Need to build those. Gonna need those. So our coal is going to come in here. We'll bypass this, go underground, feed into here, come out here, split there. The splitter really is, I'll explain in a minute, but one side is going to feed onto here. This is going to put on the inside lane coal. Remember these furnaces, if I put them down, need coal to run. And these inserters are going to output to there. None of this area's got power yet, so these are flashing once they're live and present. So we're going to go in, see the arrow, in from there, out off the transport belt, into the furnace, likewise there. Output your, in our case, iron plates onto the belt, same, and that's on the opposing side, the same, in, out, out. Okay. We've got some undergroundies now, they can reach about that far, put another one there, straight into another one, and out. And we'll have our iron plates start appearing there. Our coal, we haven't got. Let's manually feed these a bit. Coal isn't very heavily used by furnaces, as we saw in our little mock-up session area. They're not powered, of course, but let's show this up and grab some power for them in a minute. Stack this up. This should last them hopefully for a while. Give them a chance to start building some things, crafting some, grab some power off our line here. Drag across, and they're connected and go. So they're going to feed themselves some coal, and then they're going to start fashioning, and out they come. They'll come out and underground here, under here, and out here. Yay! And we're in business. Press F, we can pick up items off belts. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by making ourselves some. Let's see how far. Ah. Let me think. We want to build conveyor belts, transport belts, so they need iron and iron gear. So let's say this built iron gear. How can I get that to another assembly machine? And he also needs. Well, we're gonna shoehorn this. I'm gonna force this rather an inelegant way of doing it. We're gonna need to craft, I think, a long-handed inserter and have a box, a wooden box into which to put the results. So let's see. So this will reach over that belt, and we're going to put them on this belt. It's a bit crap, this, but it's, again, we're going to have a more elegant way of doing this, providing what we need soon in a later episode. You're going to build conveyors. You need iron plates. You need iron plates. Let's get that intake in, out, along. Reverse that one so that goes from there and into there. This one we'll extend a bit further, give us room there so we can seat on. Inserted there. And where's our box? We'll have a... Oh, mercy me, that red flashing symbol means I've run out of power because I didn't feed this today. Let's give him the juice he needs. Get our power going. There we go. And yay, we've got production. So this is good, right, guys? We've got Dianete here. But we've got science going to a degree. Nearly finished electronics. We've got the beginnings of production here. We'll pick these up. I don't know, what do you think? How long are we been running now? I'll try and get this. Should I try and get this coal? And there'll be a lot of running about. And a big rock in the way. Can we even make it up here? What's that? Oh, whatever. Oh, we could. Let's go down, because we're going to build over here and feed down here to emerge. So that gives us some spare actually. We can recover these. And down. And if you recall, we're going to split this off in line with about here. Get on our precious path. And we'll make it that far. The priority's got to be grab some more. Priority's got to be the feeding of coal to these boilers. 80. I do love a good assembly line. Now, stand on our path, we'll go down a bit quicker. See the slowdown as we came off the path. But what we can do is stand on the belt and also benefit from its speed. Sometimes later on that can be a hassle when there's lots of belts together and you're trying to move around and they'll drag you with them. Again, you can get a research item that will, if you choose to, disable that effect, so you can walk freely in the house without them impacting on giving the chosen direction. Get that science going a bit more. Wow, that's burning. Going all the way up there, and I've got some spare here, haven't I? Got a production line. You can spare me some. I need some, you see. It's alright, you've got your own supply. But this poor guy over here needs feeding. Need copper to them. Half of what I had each. That's science to get going. Feels like we might need some more power. Plus we need more iron to build the boilers, etc. and pipes. Let's grab some, see as I'm grabbing it and see this means we're keying on. Should we plan ahead and get get 2 more of those. Pick a few more. So yeah, we're going to need a lot more than this. And we're going to need a lot greater feed as well, so we need more. Did I not power these guys? Wrong. Major oversight there. All 4 working now. They should run for a while. The minimum there's nearly 7,000 resource underneath it. Oh yeah, need coal. Need coal for you, need coal for you. It's coming, we need belts. 124, that's what I like to see. And nearly there with the boiler supply. Yeah. Feeder grabbing into there, need to power that guy. I need to run out of coals. That needs power. Can you give him enough power? I'll wait for this to get here. Enough power to drive this, to pick this up. Pick some up actually, just in case. Give him that. Again, now, when it's been fed by an inserter, although I've given him 50 now, this inserter is going to let it wind down to about 5, keeps them topped up. Units of coal to keep on flourishing, providing that good old juice for us. Now then, can we bring the coal over here? Let's see. Let's get one map and in our visible range we can just plan this out. Not so much like that. Shift click. Get our ghosty build. Let's erase that. Let's get close to my liking. Let's go around the cliff. It's just plotting this out, guys, just so I know. No, I'm not wasting an undergroundy on you. Let's go around. There's our line there. undergroundy, undergroundy. To there, to there, that looks good. Get off our map mode. And let's fill this in. Going the right way, yeah. It's a nice dog's leg there, isn't it? There we go. We're going to need more production. Let's add another. We can build one. Power in. Let's get rid of these. Can't make another. What have we got new? Steel production. Steel chests. Wooden boxes. Iron chests. Steel chests go up in capacity as you go along that hierarchy. So we're going to need coal coming up here as well to feed this. Let's drop that in. Let's prepare for that, and we'll see the drain. This is wise. Wait, another one. Another one here. Yeah. Change plan. Oop, wrong key. Scrap that. We're going to go up this side. Still go this way, direction of travel. Quick turn, and I'm going to reverse this. Not there. So we're just planning ahead here. That right? Yeah, so if we want another stack of these over here, we can feed that coal through to here and pass it on along. Let's see. It's there, they're reaching the end of their useful life, I think. Be cautious about scrapping things too soon. What we got any to collect? So I think we might leave it there, guys. We've got some production going of the iron, we've got some transport belts. We're going to soon have some copper plates coming out. We're going to ramp up the production of coal to furnish all these things. I'll lay down a few more paths, get around a bit quicker, and the next video will start probably some what we call the mall in the UK speak, the shopping centre, where we build a series of assembly machines that provide for all our needs. We don't have to manually craft all the things all the time, so that's good. Hope you enjoyed this, long though it may be. Hope that was interesting for you. Please like if you did, share with your friends, comment down below. Happy to hear what you think. And subscribe if you're not already. And I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.